Okay, so the Chicago Bears in the Ben Johnson era clearly had one major thing they wanted to improve heading into this offseason, which was their offensive line. They had way too many sacks last year. And listen, I made plenty of videos last year talking about how sacks are not just an offensive line's fault. There are other issues. The receiving core not getting open, Caleb Williams holding on to the ball for too long. But part of it was the offensive line as well, and that's really what they wanted to improve upon. So they actually had pretty good tackles last year, despite popular opinion. Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright are both pretty good tackles. So really what they needed to improve was the interior, and they have completely overhauled the interior. First, they traded for Jonah Jackson from the Rams, who's an effective guard. He's probably the smallest name out of the three interior guys that they have added. The biggest name was the trading for the guard, Joe Thuney, who, of course, came in and played some tackle last year when he had to for the Chiefs when they had an issue going on there. But Joe Thuney been consistently one of the best guards in the league. He was an all-pro last year at guard, and he didn't even play every snap at guard because he had to kick out the tackle when there were some issues there. I mean, that's pretty crazy stuff, and they didn't want to just stop there. With really no center that they can trust on their roster, they decide to go out and add Drew Dalman, who is, if you don't know who he is, it's understandable. He is a center, not someone who gets a ton of attention, just given the way that we talk about football, but he has been a fantastic center. If you're a fan of the people at PFF, he has graded top 5 both this past year and the year before at the center position. So Chicago feels pretty good about adding him. Now, only played around 500 snaps last year. That is something to note, but still, when he's out there, he's a very good player. And for the Bears, again, this is something that they want to improve upon. Get a offensive line that can be good. And listen, I'll say this. Last year, they really... Excuse me. Sorry. I'm, burping a little. Apologize about that. But listen, last year, what did they do? They wanted to improve the receiving core, and it didn't really work, I would say. Like, Rome Odunze, I think, showed flashes. We'll see how he does in year 2. I like DJ Moore, but him and Caleb Williams had that weird chemistry thing that hopefully can get fixed. The Keenan Allen thing just didn't work, right? That just didn't hit. So I think that it's fair to say, just because you're going out and getting something good on paper, we'll have to see how it works in practice. But at the same time, like, okay, it's better than looking bad on paper, right? All you can do if it looks bad on paper is make it look good on paper and then hope it looks good in reality. Like, you can't guarantee anything works. You have to try and get better, and that's what they're doing with this offensive line stuff. So yeah, for Chicago, I mean, instantly, again, if there's sacks next year, assuming that it's not because the offensive line goes to hell, if there are sacks next year, it's probably going to be on Caleb Williams, not on the line, which is exactly what you want if you're a Bears fan. So, reason to get excited if you're a Chicago Bears fan. But yeah, and he's also a young player. It's worth mentioning, this is Dalman's first contract, and he was a 4th-round pick, meaning he did not have a 5th-year deal. So, he is he's a young player right now. He's 26 years old. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty crazy. I didn't even talk about the contract details, but it's a 3-year, $42 million deal, $28 million guaranteed, but they're hoping they can pay him the full $42 million. They're not signing this contract to cut him. So yeah, I mean, it's something that by the time the contract is up, he will be 29. So he'll, if he plays as well as he did the past few years, he'll be, getting another big deal. So congratulations to Drew Dalman. Sometimes not being a 1st-round pick isn't so bad. You get the contract a year early. But yeah, although you don't get that 5th-year option, which is nice. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Chicago Bears improving the offensive line. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.